In 1976, in a quiet German village, a seemingly ordinary day took a dark turn. Anneliese Michel, a devout Catholic student, suddenly fell into a trance-like state. Little did anyone know, this was just the beginning of a horrifying journey that would grip the world. Anneliese was a bright, young woman with a promising future. But soon after that fateful day, she began experiencing terrifying visions and violent seizures. Doctors were baffled, and despite medical intervention, her condition only worsened. Her once peaceful life turned into a nightmare, filled with unrelenting torment. Desperate for answers, her devout parents turned to the church. They believed Anneliese was possessed by demonic forces. During this time, Anneliese began displaying alarming behaviors. She would pray for hours on end, damaging her knees from prolonged kneeling. Her diet took a bizarre turn as well. She reportedly ate insects like spiders and birds, convinced she needed to purify herself. She and her family believed that 6 demons had taken residence inside her, including Hitler, Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, and Nero. Father Ernst Alt was called upon to perform an exorcism. What followed were 67 exorcism sessions over a grueling 10 months. The rituals were intense, each session more harrowing than the last.
Give me your name, demon! Names! Names!
Thousands of miles away in the United States, a similar chilling story was unfolding. Robbie Mannheim, later known as Roland Doe, began displaying strange and frightening behaviors that defied explanation. His case would become the inspiration for the iconic horror movie, The Exorcist. After the death of his beloved aunt, Robbie started experiencing inexplicable phenomena, objects moving on their own and eerie noises echoing through his home. Convinced of a supernatural cause, his family turned to the church for help. Father William S. Bodern was called to perform a series of exorcisms, which reportedly drove the evil spirits away.
Are you comfortable, Reagan?
Yes.
For centuries, tales of demonic possession have struck fear into the hearts of people worldwide. Rituals of exorcism, often shrouded in mystery, were seen as the only way to combat these malevolent forces. But were these truly cases of possession, or could there be another explanation? We will unfold the full case of Anneliese Michel and what happened to her after the exorcisms. But first, let's delve into the real reasons behind what was believed to be demonic possession, evil possession, or supernatural activity. These terrifying experiences are often misunderstood, but they can sometimes be explained by a complex mental health disorder called dissociative identity disorder, or DID, where an individual's identity fragments into 2 or more distinct personality states. Imagine your mind is like a house. For most people, all their thoughts, memories, and feelings live in this house together. But for someone with DID, the house is divided into separate rooms, and each room holds a different part of their identity. These parts, or alters, can have their own names, ages, memories, and behaviors. It's common for people to feel like they act differently in various situations. For example, you might feel confident and outgoing at work, leading meetings and speaking up during discussions. However, at a party with people you don't know well, you might feel shy and reserved, preferring to stay on the sidelines and avoid being the center of attention. Similarly, you might be very relaxed and easygoing with close friends, joking around and being yourself, but become very formal and polite when meeting someone new or in a professional setting. But for someone with dissociative identity disorder, these changes are much more extreme and distinct, almost like different people living inside the same body. Take the real-life example of Kim Noble, an artist who lives with DID and has approximately 100 different personalities, or alters. Each of Kim's alters has their own distinct characteristics, memories, and even artistic styles.
Can you tell me about yourself? How old are you?
I'm 12.
For instance, Patricia is one of Kim's more dominant alters, responsible for managing day-to-day activities and engaging socially with others. Another alter, Bonnie, is a young girl who loves to paint bright and playful pictures filled with childlike wonder. When Bonnie is in control, Kim might create vibrant and whimsical artwork, much different from the work of other alters. These drastic shifts in behavior and abilities are not just changes in mood, but represent completely different identities within the same person. Each alter has its own unique traits, memories, and ways of interacting with the world, making the experience of DID profoundly different from the normal variations in behavior that most people experience. When someone switches between alters, it can be triggered by stress or reminders of past trauma. They might experience memory gaps, feeling as if they've lost time because one alter was in control while the main personality was not aware. Kim's life and her artwork provide a powerful illustration of the complexity and distinct nature of dissociative identity disorder. Kim Noble was fortunate to understand what was happening to her and managed to handle her condition with the help of mental health professionals. However, Anneliese Michel was not as lucky. After undergoing 67 exorcisms, Anneliese tragically died at the age of 23. When news of Anneliese's death spread, it became a national scandal. Law enforcement agencies got involved, and an investigation revealed that Anneliese had been suffering from several severe mental health disorders, including anorexia nervosa and hyperreligiosity. Anorexia nervosa is a condition where individuals have an intense fear of gaining weight and severely restrict their food intake, leading to extreme weight loss and malnutrition. Hyperreligiosity describes a condition where a person's religious beliefs become extreme and obsessive, often interfering with their ability to function normally. For Anneliese, this meant that she interpreted her mental health struggles as demonic possession. This belief was influenced by her deeply religious upbringing. Her parents were extremely devout Catholics, and Anneliese was raised in an environment where religious rituals and the fear of sin were deeply ingrained. Anneliese believed she was possessed by demons she named Hitler, Judas, and Lucifer. She knew these names because she had studied them during her childhood. If she had been raised in a different religious context, she might not have identified her condition with these specific names. All of these factors contributed to her severe psychological disturbance. The cause of her death was not demonic possession, but starvation and dehydration. Her weight had dropped to just 32 kilograms. The state prosecutor in her case stated that if Anneliese had received proper medical assistance, her death could have been prevented. Consequently, her parents and the 2 Roman Catholic priests who performed the exorcisms were charged and convicted of negligent homicide. This case highlights the critical need for proper mental health care and the dangers of misinterpreting severe mental health conditions as supernatural phenomena. Understanding and treating mental health issues with compassion and appropriate medical intervention can prevent such tragedies and provide individuals with the help they truly need.